The seven-seater car isn't necessarily always at the top of everyone's list when it comes to buying a vehicle, but sometimes needs must, and practicality outweighs style. However, there is a car on the market that can provide both, because the Hyundai Santa Fe might just be the best of both worlds. Yes, the Hyundai Santa Fe is a mid to high tier seven-seater on the market and an award-winning one that. Prices start from just over the £43,000 mark, so it's tipping the scales when it comes to money. But is it worth it? Well, the design of the Hyundai Santa Fe is a design of a car that's a seven-seater. I mean, it's big, obviously, it's grand, it has that very signature SUV front grille that's very much in your face, but it sort of brings it all together. The interesting point about this is the 2024 Santa Fe doesn't have this in the slightest. It's gone away from this. It kind of looks a bit like a Land Rover Defender, but back to the 2023 version. And overall, it's a sleek and stylish car. It's a seven-seater that provides a bit of character, and I think a seven-seater does need to provide that. Although the front of this car does provide this seven-seater a bit of character, the side somewhat lacks that. It's still a good-looking car nonetheless, but it feels quite safe, although it is very practical. Now, coming to the alloy wheels, one interesting thing about this, the Santa Fe comes in two specs, the Premium and the Ultimate, but also three different powertrains, because you get hybrid, plug-in and diesel. Now, the hybrid and plug-in hybrid come with 17 or 19-inch alloy wheels, depending on the spec. The diesel comes with slightly bigger 18 or 20-inch alloys. So no matter what spec of powertrain, you're still going to get 17-inch alloy wheels, which is one of the many things that come as standard with the Santa Fe. Because you get LED lights with Smart Beam Assist as standard. You also get Smart Keyless Entry as standard, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and wireless phone charging pad as standard, heated seats and heated steering wheel as standard, and not to mention cooling seats, which don't come as standard, which is a shame. Reversing parking cameras as standard, adaptive cruise control with stop and go as standard. Finally, it also comes with electric tailgate as standard. Now, I think that's quite enough of that. It's quite obvious that there's a lot of features that come with the Santa Fe as standard. Now, let's talk about boot capacity, because what you have here is 571 litres of boot space. And that's obviously when the third row is folded down. When they're folded up and you have passengers in that third row, then the boot capacity is heavily impacted, which might not be the end of the world, considering the Santa Fe comes with roof bars as standard, meaning it'll be very easy to attach a roof box. Now, when it comes to prices and specs, then as you can see on the Holcroft website, the Santa Fe starts from £43,000, and currently there's an offer on with over £4,000 saving. Let's head over to our website to check this out. But not yet, there's still plenty to talk about the Hyundai Santa Fe. Now, coming to the design of the back of the car, and it's quite like the side in the sense that there's not really much going on. It's quite a safe, classic SUV styling. I do like this rear light that goes all the way across and sort of elevated out from them other lights. You also have another matching one that's parallel along here. It's quite nice. This is a safe back end. You have a little bit of spoiler effect, but like the side, it's not really much going on. Overall, the back of the car is decent. It doesn't necessarily bring the wow factor. What does bring the wow factor though, follow me, is the interior to the Santa Fe. Because the interior of the Santa Fe really makes that £43,000 price mark almost seem like a bargain. Because this is a top spec, you do have that white interior with that luxury pack, but without it, it's still a very good interior. You have an infotainment screen and digital driver's display. Both provides all the information that you need. As mentioned before, you do get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as standard and built-in navigation. You also get access to the BlueLink services like many new Hyundai models. It's a good system overall, it's nothing really to rave about, it just does the job. Like the Santa Fe, it's very practical. Driver's display, one thing I do like is the fact that when you change the driving modes, which are free, you have Eco, Sport and Smart, then you actually get a different design of the driver's display. Gives it a little nice animation. Good work. The center console is very much in your face. I mean, it is quite stylish, but it does seem a bit cluttered. I mean, it almost seems like a pilot's cockpit, the amount of buttons and the fact it's in your face. So the center console may seem a little bit cluttered at first, but when out on the road, that convenience is personified. I mean, I feel like I'm going to be saying all posh words in this video because the Santa Fe feels like a posh car. It feels like a high-end car, so I really like to broaden my vocabulary by saying, oh, it's nice. So the Santa Fe is convenience personified. Because of that center console, the way it swoops up, it means you're not having to reach over. You know, it's quite a big car, so you don't want to have to be reaching down. The fact that in my driver's position here, I don't even need to bend down in the slightest. Just move a hand across and I can access the controls. You can't say that that's not
pure convenience. Front drive position is also a lot of storage. You have a little compartment here, you have deep pockets in your doors and one under your centre console.
And that sense of convenience and space is really felt in the rear seats. I do like the fact that it's same style seating as the front, adds to that whole premium and luxury feel of this car. You have a massive panoramic sunroof which lets in so much light, just makes the car feel so much bigger than what it already is. You have air vents in the back as well as 2 USB sockets. You also get a nice sun visor, so if you're on a long trip on a sunny day, which isn't very often nowadays, but hopefully when you get a sunny day on a long road trip, then that makes it so much comfier. Now, one really important thing about these rear seats is the fact that they are fully adjustable. Now, obviously the Santa Fe is a 7-seater, so you're going to be able to fold these down, but the fact is you can move to second row however close or far back you want. So if you have someone a bit taller in the third row, then you can quite easily make them comfier for a long drive. To get to the rear seats, and it's actually quite a nice system because it's just one lever that you pull and straight down. One touch control to get to the third seats is very handy. And when it comes to the third row, well, it is very practical to use in the sense that all you have to do is make sure the boot liner is out. You've got these toggles, you pull them and they're up like so. It's a very easy system to use and just adds to the whole sort of practicality of this car. You've got a nice headrest in. Like I said before, you don't really get much boot capacity when these rear seats are folded up. You're probably looking at about 100 litres. However, like I said, put a roof box on and it's all sorted. The third row is also pretty spacious and an all-round nice place to be. With storage compartments and its own climate controls, the person or persons sitting here certainly won't feel left out.
Now, the Santa Fe is a large SUV. It's a 7-seater. There's no beating around the bush. This is one of the larger vehicles you will find out on the roads. So it's definitely going to be more comfort over frills, and it definitely is comfort. It is that in abundance, especially with this luxury pack. The seats are, I mean, I could quite easily go for a kip if I pulled up. Not when I'm driving, may I admit, but if I pulled up, I could quite easily go on a kip. They are some of the nicest seats I've possibly sat in a car. So yes, the Santa Fe is more comfort over frills, and one reason to why this car does somewhat provide extreme comfort. I mean, I don't really like to use superlatives. Ooh, big word there, Adam, well done. But I don't really like to use superlatives to describe the car, I don't want to exaggerate. But the extreme comfort is massively helped by this car's powertrain, because the way the suspension has been worked, it means it's much smoother, and also the fact that the rear axle has a multi-link, it means it's smaller, allowing you to get more space, more comfort. It's an all-round, for a 7-seater, it's been engineered brilliantly. It's a brilliant powertrain.
You see, the Hyundai Santa Fe actually has 5 powertrain options. A hybrid which comes in front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, a plug-in hybrid which does the same, and diesel which comes as all-wheel drive. Now, the 2 hybrid options come with a 1.6 litre turbo engine and a 44.2 kilowatt motor for hybrid and 66 kilowatt motor for the plug-in, which can produce a maximum of 265 PS and 8.8 seconds 0 to 60 time. Not too shabby when you think of the size of this car. These all consist of a 2.2 litre engine producing a 0 to 60 time of 9.2. Again, not the end of the world.
And it really isn't a shabby drive either, I must say. It's an all-round pleasant experience. It's comfy, it's spacious. The infotainment screen's really easy to control. But it's just so many features on this car that, yes, this is a large car, but there's so many features that make this a really easy drive. The fact when you indicate, on the top specs, it comes up with your side view camera in your driver's display. It means you can quite easily get in and out of spaces, turn corners without damaging your car, because it's a very nice car on exterior. You don't want to be denting it.
On top of that, the Santa Fe also comes with smart cruise control with stop and go, blind spot monitoring, brake assist and lane keep assist. It's one impressive system. The multiple driving modes obviously allow you to tailor the drive however you like. Nothing strange there. But in the all-wheel drive version, this actually adapts the power output to improve stability and performance. Normal mode will have an 80-20 split, Eco 100-0, and Sport will have a 50-50 split. Pretty neat.
Considering the price range of this car, the Santa Fe starts at £43,000, and you are looking at your mid to high tier SUVs when it comes to that price range. If you compare it to the Audi Q7, the Volvo XC90, which start at roughly about £62,000, I would say this compares very well to them, whilst also undermining them by 20 grand. It is an overall really good package. If you get the top spec, it has that really premium interior. I mean, if you took this interior and covered the badge, or like a Volvo or Audi badge on, it wouldn't look out of place. So I think that really sort of proves its worth about how the Santa Fe definitely deserves the price tag it's got. It's got a premium feel, it's got really nice exterior design. Interior is something to behold, I must say. Driving experience, yes, it's not fast. there probably are faster SUVs, especially 7-seaters on the market, but in terms of convenience, if you want a car that's comfort, that's style, that's spacious, the Santa Fe is a really good offering.
But I'll let you answer that question for yourself. If you do want to secure yourself one of these luxury 7-seater vehicles, then go ahead and call Hooker off the Hyundai, because we currently have an offer on.